This list is incomplete. You can help by expanding it. A dynasty is a sequence of rulers from the same family, usually in the context of a feudal or monarchical system, but sometimes also appearing in elective republics. The dynastic family or lineage may be known as a house. This may be styled a royal, princely, comital, etc., depending upon the chief or present title borne by its members. Historians consider many sovereign states as histories, such as ancient Egypt, the Carolingian Empire and Imperial China, within a framework of successive dynasties. As such, the term dynasty may be used to delimit the era during which the family reigned and to describe events, trends, and artifacts of that period. The word dynasty itself is often dropped from such adjectival references. Until the 19th century, it was taken for granted that a legitimate function of a monarch was to aggrandize his dynasty, that is, to increase the territory, wealth, and power of his family members. The longest surviving dynasty in the world is the Imperial House of Japan, the Yamato dynasty, whose reign is traditionally dated to 660 BC. Dynasties throughout the world have traditionally been reckoned patrilineally, such as under the Frankish Salic law. Succession through a daughter when permitted was considered to establish a new dynasty in her husband's ruling house. However, some states in Africa determined descent matrilineally, while rulers have at other times adopted the name of their mother's dynasty when coming into her inheritance. Examples include the Dutch House of Orange, the Georgian Bagration, and Habsburg-Lorraine. The word dynasty is sometimes used informally for people who are not rulers but, for example, members of a family with influence and power in other areas, such as a series of successive owners of a major company. It is also extended to unrelated people, such as major poets of the same school or various rosters of a single sports team. Etymology. The word dynasty derives via Latin dynastia from Greek dynasteia, where it referred to power, dominion, and rule itself. It was the abstract noun of dynasts, the agent noun of dynamis, power, or ability, from dynamai, to be able. Dynasts. A ruler in a dynasty is sometimes referred to as a dynast, but this term is also used to describe any member of a reigning family who retains a right to succeed to a throne. For example, following his abdication, Edward VIII of the United Kingdom ceased to be a dynastic member of the House of Windsor. A dynastic marriage is one that complies with monarchical house law restrictions, so that the descendants are eligible to inherit the throne or other royal privileges. The marriage of Willem Alexander, Prince of Orange, to Maxima Zorregieta in 2002 was dynastic, for example, and their eldest child is expected to inherit the Dutch crown eventually. But the marriage of his younger brother Prince Frisse to Mabel Wisser-Smit in 2003 lacked government support and parliamentary approval. Thus Frisse forfeited his place in the order of succession, lost his title as a Prince of the Netherlands, and left his children without dynastic rights. In historical and monarchist references to formerly reigning families, a dynast is a family member who would have had succession rights were the monarchy's rules still in force. For example, after the 1914 assassinations of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his morganatic wife Sophie von Hohenberg, their son Max was bypassed for the Austrian throne because he was not a Habsburg dynast. Even since abolition of the Austrian monarchy, Max and his descendants have not been considered the rightful pretenders by Austrian monarchists, nor have they claimed that position. The term dynast is sometimes used only to refer to agnatic descendants of a realm's monarchs, and sometimes to include those who hold succession rights through cognatic royal descent. The term can therefore describe overlapping but distinct sets of people. For example, David Armstrong Jones, Viscount Lilley, a nephew of Queen Elizabeth II through her sister, Princess Margaret, is in the line of succession to the British crown. In that sense is a British dynast. Yet he is not a male line member of the royal family, and is therefore not of dynasty of the House of Windsor. On the other hand, the German aristocrat Ernst August, Prince of Hanover, a male line descendant of George III of the United Kingdom, possesses no legal British name, titles or styles, was born in the line of succession to the British Crown and was bound by Britain's Royal Marriages Act 1772 until it was repealed when the Succession to the Crown Act 2013 took effect on 26 March 2015. Thus, in 1999 he requested and obtained formal permission from Elizabeth II to marry the Roman Catholic Princess Caroline of Monaco. Yet a clause of the English Act of Settlement 1701 remained in effect at that time, stipulating that dynasts who marry Roman Catholics are considered dead for the purpose of succession to the throne. That exclusion, too, ceased to apply on 26 March 2015, with retroactive effect for those who had been dynasts prior to triggering it by marriage to a Catholic.